Hello students, this is Professor Smith, and this is the first EAP Engineering class that we're trying to do this way. I've given you some directions and instructions on the report section at our class site on HisNet, and I will upload, as you've seen, I've uploaded this short video. I'm not going to say very much right now because I've already written down all of the instructions for this lesson. But I just want to try this to get used to using this video format. And in future reports for future lessons, I'll probably give you a lot more uh, information and content by video rather than by typing everything out. So we've already talked about how to write a good summary. And I want to give you a practice. Actually, it's more than a practice because eventually it will be graded. But I want to give you a summary writing assignment. And to do this summary, you probably want to review the uh, handout that I gave you in the previous class at LMS on, I think it's 6 or 7 points that you need to remember to write an effective summary. So make sure you follow those guidelines. But I want to review one thing that I didn't go into in much detail there, and that is the first sentence of your summary paragraph. This is really, really important because if you start well, it's much more likely that you'll finish well. And you need to include 3 key things or 4 things in your first sentence of your summary paragraph. And that is, you want to include the title of the original article or the title of the lecture name, whatever you're summarizing. You want to include, secondly, the writer or the speaker or the author's name. You do this because this is basically your citation. This lets the reader know that these ideas are not your ideas, that you're summarizing somebody else's words and ideas. So you'll do that right away, and then you want to include some type of a present tense verb. And following the present tense verb, you want to write out or include the main idea of, of whatever you're summarizing, the thesis idea. So I've given you a simple example that I've typed out for you. Suppose you have read an article about Michael Jordan and you're writing a very short summary. The example that I've typed out for you, you might say something like this. In the article, The Making of an American Hero, Sally Johnson describes how Michael Jordan came from an obscure boyhood to become the most famous athlete in the United States. So here, that's the first sentence of my summary paragraph. I've given you the title of the author, The Making of an American Hero. The writer or the author's name is Sally Jones. And now you see a verb, and usually you want this verb to be in the present tense. Sally Jones considers, describes, talks about, writes about, examines. And the part that follows and completes the first sentence is really important. This is your paraphrase of the main idea of whatever you're summarizing. By paraphrase, this part needs to be expressed in your own words, with your own grammatical structures. Don't just copy a phrase or a sentence from the original article word for word and stick it in there. You must paraphrase. So anyway, if you remember the format that we want to use for writing in this class, for this essay, or sorry, this paragraph, I want you to include a title, and I want you to write only one paragraph. Don't write 3 or 4 or 5 little baby paragraphs. One paragraph, 15 to 20 lines long. Make sure that you indent or tab in the first sentence of your paragraph. Double space your paragraph. In other words, you would set your spacing for 2. Double space your paragraph, and also use 12-point Times New Roman lettering for everything. Don't use any big giant letters or bold letters or strange fonts or smiley faces or things like that. Okay, and once you finish this assignment, you should upload it here on his net, but also submit a copy on Turnitin. If you go to the Turnitin location, you'll find that I've created assignment number 1 titled Summary Paragraph number 1. So if you submit this on time, then I will count you present for class today, and I've set Turnitin not to accept late submissions. So make sure that you follow these directions. Also, you may ask, well, what am I going to summarize? What's the topic? If you look at the very bottom of the page, you'll see I've given you 2 YouTube video links, and they both deal with the issue of global warming. And they're short videos. They're probably only 10 or 12 or 15 minutes long each. I want you to watch both of them because they give you 2 very different perspectives. Video 1 is a perspective of great alarm, cautioning or warning us that the planet is in grave danger due to the threat of global warming, and we must act drastically, and we must act now to avert disaster. Video 2 is a little different kind of video because it's not just one speaker, it's a panel of 3 climate scientists. They are presenting the perspective that this global warming hysteria is out of control and it's not really accurate, or it's not really true. That we may not be, they claim we may not be under any threat at all due to fluctuations in global warming as a result of human activity or human behavior. So watch both videos, and then what I want you to do is choose one of them and write a 1-paragraph summary from either video 1 or video 2. You choose. You don't have to do both of them. Just do one of them. So anyway, thank you for listening, and hopefully we'll use this system more in the future.